February 5th, workout breakdown. This has absolutely nothing to do with the monthly emphasis, just to throw that out there right now. So every day does not have to be revolving around the monthly emphasis. That being said, we just haven't done this in forever. I've had this on a sticky note for so long. I've had so many people over the months. I don't think we've done this in the new studio ask when we're going to do the card game again. It's a great change of pace. I've always loved it. This was one of my core workouts. Back when I didn't have a gym or a gym membership, I would just do this outside all the time, like multiple times a week. Obviously in the gym, it gives us so much more flexibility and opportunities to do different stuff. And again, I don't know why it's taken this long to do. I think I get so fixated on programming and periodization and doing things that fit what we're trying to achieve that doing stuff like this kind of gets lost sometimes. So for those of you that like it, hopefully, you show up to this. For those who haven't done it before, it's just a cool way to work out. It's a lot of volume. It's super efficient in terms of how it flows, and it can be changed to, applied to any individual fitness level that exists. So my goal for this video is just to show you how you can move through this depending on, what fitness level you think you're at, and little things you can do to change it. So anybody hasn't played a card game before, you simply just draw a card, whatever that is. Like, let's just say it's a 10 of spades. You're going to do 10 thrusters, and the whole group's going to do 10 thrusters. You draw another card, if it's a 4 of spades, you'll do 4 more thrusters, and you'll just work your way through the deck, hopefully getting through as many of the 54 cards as possible. There's 54 because there's 2 jokers in there. Depending on the group and how big the class is and how well everybody's moving and how not distracted you may get with talking and stuff and starting on time, finishing it is possible. It just depends, right? And the fluidity of the class usually is determined by the class. We'll just throw that out there now. But there are things you can do to change it up. If you're somebody that feels like you're finishing early and you feel like you're twiddling your thumbs, not that I think that's the case too frequently, but if it does happen, you guys can always the first thing I would tell you is that on the thrusters and on the farmer step-ups, you can simply just increase your weight. Like that alone is going to add up. On the core choice, I wouldn't necessarily, you can increase the skill that you picked, right? If you're doing sit-ups, you can add an ab mat. It's going to make it a little bit more challenging. You can always progress it to a V-up or a single leg V-up or something that's just going to eat up a little bit more time because it's a little bit more challenging or progressed. So, the supinated curl and the overhead extension, you're picking one, just to be clear. So I put this in here because arm day was kind of wonky the last 2 weeks leading up to the 5th here. So you guys can kind of if there's one that you want to work on more than the other, use that, do that movement for the entirety of the class. So either the supinated curl or the overhead extension. Just keep in mind, if you guys do finish the entire deck of cards, which I said, it is feasible, but worst case scenario, you're going to be pretty close. It's 105 reps. So it's a lot of reps of each thing. So if you do pick a supinated curl, keep in mind, I would err on the side of a little bit lighter, or just know that you're going to start trailing off on weight as you get deeper into the deck of cards, because again, 105 supinated curls is a lot. It actually excites me. I love that type of volume. I love muscular endurance. I've always enjoyed it. I know not everybody is that way, but just know going in, that's a thing. The farmer step-ups, the one caveat here is that we did these a couple weeks ago. The point of the farmer step-ups is to take a little bit of load and instability off of your trunk and increase, what you're working on is the grip strength. So you're trying to increase your weight a little bit from what you would do from a regular farmer's carry. Under this setting in the card game, I can tell you right now, if you're watching this video, don't do that. I would use whatever weight I would do on a farmer's carry. So hypothetically, if we were going to do farmer's carries and I wanted to use 60s or 65s, I would use those for this. Whereas if there was farmer step-ups in a regular setting, I would be upwards of 75 and 80s because again, it's meant to be heavier than a normal farmer's carry. But in the card game, if you've never done this before, or you have and you've learned this, you could easily draw into 15, 20, 25, 30 reps in a row of the same exercise. And if you do that, you guys are never going to finish the deck if you're using regular farmer step-up weights because it'll just take forever and there's way too many breaks. So to keep that in mind. The jokers, there's 2 of them. We've seen every instance of this game being played. Nothing pull back-to-back jokers. This would be a brutal back-to-back joker pull. I kind of hope some class does pull it. But it's 4-minute EMOM, 20-second max bite, right? We all know what that means. You're trying to Be as aggressive as you think you can under the circumstances. So 20 seconds, knowing you have to do it 4 times in a row, 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off. Like I said, if anybody has the unfortunateness of pulling that twice in a row, that would be epic. And then every 9th card, this is something I just added into the card game because I just like having like little thorns in your ass and just kind of changing it up and make it unique. But we've been doing this for years. Every 9th card, which means if you finish the deck, you'll do this 6 times as you work your way through. But on the 9th card, you'll do, let's just say the 9th card is a 10 of hearts. You'll do your 10 of hearts, and then once everybody's done, everybody will go to the bar, and you'll do a 1-minute bar hang. It's just 1 minute total, so you could last 12 seconds of that 1 minute, or somebody could get 40 seconds. It's just 1 minute, and it's over, and then you're gonna move on. So you guys can do that. You're likely gonna do it 5, hopefully 6 times as you work your way through the 54 cards in the deck. But yeah, so that's card game. February 5th, I believe, is a Thursday. Looks fun. I like this setup. I put a lot of thought into the exercises, make sure that they don't contradict one another, or really that they do contradict one another, but they don't overlap one another. And I think this is going to flow really well. You should have lots of space in your stations. Should have no issues with that. Nobody should be stepping on anything or anybody. And I think this is gonna flow real well.